look like the homes of the rich and famous. Glamorous multi-million-dollar mansions in stunning locations.
I have a name.
What?
The House of Dreams.
But movie stars don't live there.
Are you financially independent like I am? I know what the heck I'm talking about.
They're some of America's biggest megachurch pastors.
Faith comes to a climax and produces.
Like Kenneth Copeland, who lives in this $6 million complex outside Dallas.
You may think that house is too big. I don't care what you think.
You want to know how big it is? It's 40,000 square foot.
And Reverend Jesse Duplantis, who lives in this mega mansion outside New Orleans.
I'm protected from recessions and depressions.
This type of lavish lifestyle with private jets and sprawling estates has been spoofed in HBO's hit comedy series, The Righteous Gemstones.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
Well, I ain't.
They're just trying to grab as much money as they can. It's pure greed.
Critics like Pete Evans of the televangelist watchdog group, the Trinity Foundation, say these preachers are using a legal way to avoid paying property taxes on their pricey homes.
You and I are financing their rich lifestyles.
Tax records show that each of these mansions is owned by the preachers' churches, which qualifies them to be tax-free under the parsonage exemption.
The parsonage tax exemption is a way for a church or religious organization to buy a piece of residential property, have their pastor live in it, and then not pay property taxes on that parsonage.
What? Tap in, tap in, tap in. Let us know your thoughts, guys. Should pastors who can afford, again, what TV, who can afford to pay their taxes, should pastors be allowed to be tax exempt, to have their properties be tax exempt because they're being paid for by the church? They're supposed to be provided by the church. Some people say you're hating, man. Why are they doing an insight on this anyway? Let these pastors live. But then many are saying, how can the pastors live such a lavish lifestyle? And they're supposed to be preaching to sometimes the poor, their congregation, who don't have as much as them. But yet, they're out here living lavishly. Now, these tax laws have been in place for a long time, but many are saying, boy, oh boy, should things change? Let me know how y'all feel, man. Are they hating on y'all pastors out there? They don't want y'all pastors to drive that new car, right? They don't want the pastors to fly on that nice jet. What's wrong with these people? Let us know your thoughts. Should people be able to live like this, pastors, when they could pay their taxes? I'm pretty sure they're giving back to society in a spiritual, mental way. So they should be compensated and well taken care of. But do you think that the church should be paying their fair share in taxes because this lifestyle is just a little bit too lavish?
And then not pay property taxes on that parsonage. It's essentially a way to make the pastor's life a little bit easier and can live a little bit cheaper.
Political scientist and pastor Ryan Burge believes the exemption should be used to help out pastors like Jason Fishburne, who lives in a more modest home with his wife and family where they host church events.
Everything from hosting gatherings to letting people come stay when they're in crisis, making meals for people out of your kitchen.
It's the kind of job that really becomes more of a lifestyle in many ways.
They say what little money they save on their property taxes is crucial to help make ends meet.
Things would be much tighter for us, for sure, without the exemption.
But take a look at these megachurch pastor examples. This home, owned by Redemption Church, where Pastor Ron Carpenter lives, is listed for sale on Redfin for almost $8 million.
If you have a
What?
multi-million-dollar house, your property tax bill could be $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a year. But if it's classified as a parsonage, now you don't have to pay property taxes on that home. That $50,000 could pay the salary of an elementary school teacher in your local public school.
But according to tax records, the church paid no property taxes on it last year. Pastors Ivy and Bridget Hilliard live in this Spring, Texas complex owned by New Light Church World.
When I fly to my home and I see it, or how it's spread out, and I look at all that God has blessed me with, and I thought about walking off, I'm glad I pressed my way. Amen, amen.
What?
Show it's worth $8 million, but they paid no property taxes last year. And this preacher pad may be the biggest of all the parsonages in America. The mansion behind me is where Pastor Jesse Duplantis lives. It's located outside New Orleans, and he has said it cost about $20 million to build. And he often brags about all the valuable artwork inside. But records from last year show neither Duplantis nor his church paid a single cent in taxes on this property.
I have the biggest house of any preacher in America. I'm saying that on television. You don't think they're going to nail me next week when I get home?
Duplantis didn't return our calls or emails, so we caught up with him in this Georgia church parking lot.
We Nah, wanted they to didn't run ask up you on if the-
you're paying property taxes on your mansion in Louisiana.
To me, though,
What? They ran up on the pastor. Let me know how y'all feel. These laws have been in place from the beginning of time. The churches don't pay taxes. So now people hating on the pastors because they have lavish homes, running down on the pastor. Let me know how y'all feel, man. Let me know how y'all feel. She's running down on the pastor. But the church and the congregation, they're telling you to pay taxes. We're going to get into it. Stay with us.
If you're paying property taxes on your mansion in Louisiana.
to me, those houses look more like a fortress than an open door. And I don't know how a person could justify that being an extension of the church.
Yeah,
What?
it's discouraging to see how far these guys have diverged from the teachings of Jesus.
What? Let me remind y'all again. This is a pastor and his wife. A pastor right here in front of your screen and his wife talking about all these other pastors that are doing better than them. Now, is that hate? Because the tax laws apply to them as well. They're also pastors. So if the other richer pastors, right, like your Joel Osteen's and them, if they don't pay taxes on their home, why they could do the same? Why are they hating? But yet they're saying these pastors are deviating for their job. Is that hate? Let me know your thoughts, because they shouldn't be having hate.
Fortress than an open door. And I don't know how a person could justify that being an extension of the church.
Yeah, it's discouraging to see how far these guys have diverged from the teachings of Jesus.
What? Now, you heard that. Let's see if we can get into a pastor and hear what they have to say about the congregation and them giving their tithe and offering to the church. And let me know how y'all feel about the resources. Are they being spent wisely? Or is that pastor and his wife true? Because I think they're hating. And if you're hating, that's a big problem.
Just get over yourself, please. Because we got you without your little bit of money. So just get over
What?
yourself. And
Hold up, wait, what? Did he just say we got here without your... What?
just get over yourself, please. Because we got you without your little bit of money. So just get over yourself. And your little mind. I say it's a little mind because it's a puny mindset. Clever theologians sitting here tonight, always posting, tithing is Old Testament. Then let's go New Testament.
What? Let's just hear what this guy has to say about the tithe and offering that you should be giving up.
Because if you believe you are not under tithing, but under grace, then you have to understand that grace requires more, not less.
No,
What?
it doesn't.
What? Let's run that back. He says, are you giving up tithe or are you just giving up grace? Because if it's grace, it's more than tithe.
Under tithing, but under grace, then you have to understand that grace requires more, not less.
No, it doesn't.
Let it sink in. Because here's how Christians abdicate their responsibility when it comes to their kingdom duty in God's kingdom. Financially, they say, I don't believe in tithing. I say, okay, I'm fine with that. What do you believe? No, I'm under grace. Okay. So grace has taken you higher than tithing ever has. Under grace, God owns it all. Everything.
Wrong. God owns everything whether you're under grace or under the law. It makes no difference whatsoever. The Bible says that the earth is the Lord's and everything in it, including you.
Yup. So I just wanted to run that and let me know how y'all feel about preachers preaching out the word of tithe and offering. And do you feel the money is going to the right places? Not everybody's seeing this lavish life, but the preachers that are seeing some of their fellow pastors live this life is saying that it's not right. Let me know how you feel. Should pastors be living like this? I mean, they got decked out pools, y'all. $20 million homes. Let me know your thoughts. Tap in, tap in, tap in. They got really nice homes.